Hi guys from Encino One, and today I'm gonna show you some way to upgrade this Udrc R05. I've done some modification. Unfortunately, my broke on here, on the end of here. What is the stinger on top of here? What is the flexion cable? And I found out the reason why it does happen to many over there. I've been listening complain about the Udrc R05. Some people fly on the river with this boat, lovely boat, only one time, two time, and the shaft broken. The reason why it broke, I bring my camera very close. There we are. As you see here, I've been left nearly 3 mm space gap. When there is plenty of torque over the motor, the gap over there will shrink quite a bit. The flexo cable will shrink. It will go a lot smaller. So my recommendation for everyone to put enough space between the ring, plastic ring, and I use it here. It's a rubber. This rubber here, I will show you in a second what it is from a flight controller. That 3 mm, when it shrink the cable, the flexible cable shrink with high torque, especially when you accelerate. This one, the watchdog, it will hit the, you see that yellow ring metal over there? It will hit back and then snap the cable. So I'm gonna show you what I put. I have plenty here. I did use from flight controller this focus camera. You see this fly rubber dampening from flight controller because I use drone. There are plenty different one. I use this one as well. You can use even this one, quite a bit big, but and this one here. There are lots different this rubber here as well. You can put two of these on the top and just stick on the back here. You see? On the stinger. Just make sure this will push the ring back on the yellow metal over there, so no water will go through the tube and find water inside your boat. Unfortunately, this is one of the big problems everyone ever got, and there is one more. Unfortunately, Udrc doesn't give you, possibility to buy a new one of these ones. So this is from a Volantex. I lost in the river, unfortunately. I felt a big, before I snap, I felt a big, scratch, and that was the watchdog hit the metal tube here and then snap. Remind yourself to put plenty of grease. That's another thing. It will help you. Every 3-4 times you get out with the boat, make sure you check your flexion cable, and it will help you to not snap. Most of the time it snap just right here, where the stinger, the metal tube, connect to the flexion cable. That's where it snap. It's the only place where it snap. Another place is nearly here. Make sure you have plenty of grease inside. Every 3-4 times you go out, make sure you put plenty of grease. You get from Udrc the... Oh, my camera went down. I apologize about that. Hold on 1 second. So what you have to do, make sure you open every 2 times, 3 times, open the grease and check the flexion cable. That's the only one who's gonna save it, because if this happens in the middle of the river or lake, then it's gonna be a problem to go and pick it up. That's I was so lucky the last time he snapped the flexion cable. There was somebody on the middle of the river with the boat. I was so kind, a couple girls to bring my boat back. I really appreciate, without using my recovery boat. I was very lucky because it was quite far. Even with the recovery boat, it wouldn't be that easy because I have like a 2-fork is like done by foam and tube, but to grab and from that way, far away, grab and is not easy. I should have done so many times. So these nice people, luckily they brought the boat back to me. I really appreciate it. I'm hoping they watch this video for my appreciation. Okay, so another things I'm disappointed, Udrc doesn't give a replaceable flexible cable. So I bought that one from an entire cable. It comes with dice, propeller, watchdog, flexible come together. I bought for £12 English money, and otherwise I have to buy bit by bit, propeller, everything. So I'm lucky I found from Volantex the cable. The only problem from Volantex, unfortunately, the cable is half a millimeter smaller. Even the stinger is half a millimeter. So you can see, I'm gonna show you a little bit. There is a little bit more play because the stinger inside the metal, there is a kind of a metal tube and then connected with the flexion cable. That metal tube, the stinger, is a little bit, smaller than a standard one. But that's far I can find. I didn't see any problem so far. I use it. I've been working so far so good. And you can see, I'm gonna try to go closer. There is this blue. I'm gonna show you here. This, I just cut a little bit on the top here and leave on the back one and put on the top of it. That's what you see here. That blue one is not really clear because light condition. I'm gonna come this way. You can see this is a blue one, the one I showed you before, and the plastic rings. I had to not touch here, otherwise it will like a break. So I use the plastic one and the dampening rubber. So if you shrink that one without it too much and break the cable again. So make sure you leave at least 3mm gap. It will help you to not break it. And my recommendation, every 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times maximum, go and disconnect your flexion cable and check out. Wipe, reput the grease, reput back, and use the two wrench they give it to you to reconnect the back. Make sure you do that. And when you buy from Volantex the cable, make sure you cut all the way, it go completely inside. Why I tell you that? The cable from Volantex, because it's a half a millimeter short, when you go on the water, I recommend to give them 5mm on the back here, only when it's new. And then when you use the first time, it may go water inside, don't worry about. Then you reput the cable a little bit more inside and leave only 3mm. This happen, it will spring back and leave it, some 2mm will be lost. It will left shrink. So the cable will shrink a little bit more. So do that. This is due, I believe, because the cable is a little bit thinner, half a millimeter. So when it shrink, a 2mm will be lost. So remember to leave more cable going inside. So then when you fly on the river with your boat, play with the boat on the river and enjoy it for the first time, when you put the cable, then you fix back you disconnect your flexion cable and push the right amount you need. So make sure just touch barely over there, and the rubber is at least 3mm back. So when it shrink, it will cover. No water will go inside. Since I fixed this problem, I never see any water inside. It was fine. The only problem, there is a half a millimeter, gap in between. So probably water will go inside if you don't do that. I'm sure there is the right size. You're gonna find out from a different company. Volantex worked for me, so it's fine. Probably in the future, I may gonna change all the tube because I noticed on the back is a little bit spoiled. I had a major issue as well. It's due to this one. I'm gonna show you. Udrc, unfortunately, I'm gonna show you here. If you see, there is a screw on the top here. One was missing. There is two screws. One is white and one is black. Unfortunately, Volantex, we should have done a little bit, check, quite of disappointing. There was one single screw, so this one was a little bit bent in different way, because one screw, if you screw, it bent, let's say, have been bent only this part here till here, a bit weird. This is because only one screw pushed down to the main shaft. So I had to rescrew and re-put, gently screw a little bit one and then screw a little bit the other one till I make a straight, the shaft from the motor. And that's another one where it created my problem on the flexion cable. You may have this problem, so I recommend, if you have this boat. Oh gosh, my camera, come on. I apologize for that. I'm gonna strengthen the camera. If you have this problem, you find only one screw on here, make sure you get one more and put it and restrain the shaft. I mean, this part here, you restrain flat and straight. Mine was quite a bend, so when every time I turn, I could see bump, and this was due one single screw. I don't know why you see done that. I don't know. So make sure you do that. Now it's nearly straight, not like before, but nearly straight. Before it was really, really bad, and this is due for one screw only. I recommend to check your boat if you've got that. I don't believe mine was two, because I checked all the boat after one spin on the river, and I realized and check all the boat, it may lost. No, it was missing completely. It's the reason why it was quite bending from here to here. Quite disappointed. I wish Udrc would have a check. I'm quite disappointed. If you don't find, buy one more of this one and get the screw and put on. It's my really recommendation. Okay. One modification I did, as you see here, I'm gonna show a little bit more. Yeah, this is the antenna. Usually you're gonna find yours inside. This is a plastic from a pen, normal pen, ball bearing pen, and I cut when I finish my pen. There is the empty white, so it's clean. I cut it, warm it up on the top here, and with a plier pinch too close to make sure water doesn't go inside, and put around here. Make sure when you pierce it here, you do not make a big hole. Use a needle, warm it up with a gas burner and pinch down. Make sure just pass through only the cable and nothing else. Just put the glue on the cable, pull out with a thread, push down first the thread, come out from here, then with a sellotape you attach the thread with the tips of the antenna, and then gently pull out from here the cable you already have here. That's what I did. So don't make it too large the hole. And then silicone pencil, inner pencil from a normal ball bearing pen. When you finish, use it. That's what I did. Pinch on the top, warm it up, pinch so water doesn't go inside, and silicone around. That's what I did. Why I did that? Usually a 50-60 meter start to scream your radio to tell to turn back. You may lose connection. Actually, I went even further than that. I still have a connection. It's not the best radio, but it does it does the job. You say 120 meter, been gone far away, you still have a connection, you scream, does connection. I was not worried because the river is straight, I could have followed the river till the end and get the connection. So I tested, it is okay. But it's not the best radio. One more thing I will tell you about this radio. When you backpack, make sure this radio is not squash the wheel, otherwise it will not spring back. It's something I noticed, it's enough, any pressure you put on the top here, it will not spring back. Now it does, but if you press a little bit more because you backpack something, squash a little bit, you lose this ability. If it happen to you, make sure you hold the radio and pull back this one. It will rework again. Yeah? At least you know what happened. Otherwise, when you turn, it won't spring back. So remember that. Okay, one more things. If you buy this boat, my unfortunate happen. This cable here was pump water inside the boat, and then I didn't know it was still on the top. Come water gentle on the side and fill water inside. Unfortunately, maybe it's the unlucky one, I don't know. There was this white glue. I'm gonna bring a bit of a, you see the white glue from Udrc. My unfortunately, it was not put properly and then start to leak. It was just pull a little bit to come off very easily. Quite disappointed from that. I wish you Udrc I will check a little bit better. So I put this transparent glue you see here. Yeah, I put on all over the place on the boat. On this one here, on the ESC, inside the ESC, everywhere, just to make sure it does not happen again. So I review all my connection. And since then, never what I put in, I have seen inside. As you see here, I put some sponge. One here, one beneath the ESC. Just in case. I never need it, but I put it. If any water go inside, this one, and the water when you move, this they will absorb any tiny bit water, and they stick and they hold there. One here, one over here, beneath the tube. Keep it just in case your water will go through inside your boat, it will help you. If it's a bit, or if it's a big amount, it's another story. But it's a few tiny bit, when you move the boat, it will hold the water without going any around the boat, through cable, through anywhere. Most of the time, it comes from here, because flexible cable, you know, it spring down, back and down. It is one of the places where it comes, and it comes from here. It's the reason why I use this rubber dampening, and I leave a plenty of space, 3 millimeter. This one, it push back the plastic ring through here. It makes sure no water go inside through the flexible cable. Make sure you put plenty of grease. If your grease will dry out or get lost through the time, water definitely will get inside. It won't be a lot, but finally, after 7, 8, 10 spin on the river with your boat, it will go through inside. It won't be a lot, a tiny bit. Is the reason why I put this for safety. These two sponge, as you see here, one here, one here. It will help you out. If you want to get a bit more range, I recommend yourself do these mods. As you see here, it will get, you know, stop your radio screaming all the time as soon as you reach 50 meters away. It's a pain in the ass, I have to say. And this will stop to do that, and definitely get more range. This is my big recommendation from me. Unfortunately, this year I've been using the boat a lot. The weather was not really great, so I used a drone, long range drone, and this year the weather in UK it was one of the worst in nearly 30 years. One of the worst. Heavily rain, flooding. I've been seeing other countries like Belgium, Germany. and many other places, even in Italy happened that. So the weather was been a bit freak all over the country. UK seems to be really bad heated as well with this kind of I never see summer here. It was between 15 to 20, 21, 22 maximum. Usually it's around 30 grades in UK, 31, but this year between 14 to 20, 17, rain. I never see summer, so no chance to fly drone. I use the boat most, and of course when you use most, problem comes out, and this is where my suggestion comes to help someone else over there if you bought this boat. Most of the boats, they are more or less the same. Make sure you leave the gap. That's one of the problem, or snap the flexo cable. So my review this Udrc, because the one I use it, I like very much. I've been used a lot. It's a well balanced. Making sure you put the battery in two strap, one on the top, one side away like this, one on the top like this. I have a two strap. The reason why I do that, you will lose the flexibility. If you turn upside down and the battery move around, it will not turn upside down. Luckily this boat, very rare, it turn upside down. On the river with the big boat, open up big waves, and this one, luckily always flat back. I was quite shocked. It done a good job. Well balanced boat. Very nice. I never flip back. Very rare. If it does happen, it did happen, I was able to flip back again by flip forward and backward very fast. It did, I done a couple try, it did the job. Of course, making sure the battery is 3000 on the top over there. Well, you know, making sure it never move from over there. You will lose the ability. If your battery slightly move, then you are done. You need to go and pick it up on the river. It will never flip back. I think the battery will balance that and the ability to flip. You know, the motor, if you notice on the top, there is, I'm going to enlarge a little bit more, there is the big dish here. It give a big torque on the motor. It helps to give a torque on the flexion cable and give the torque for the boat to turn upside down when unfortunately it will go. So it will help you a lot. So changing the motor, probably you lose the ability, or you put back the ring or the flexibility to go, you know, back. If in case you go upside down, it won't work no more. So the reason why from Udrc put that kind of a plate on the heavy plate on the back. Okay, I close the video. I hope this video is enough explanatory to help you how to get, you know, the boat nice and good shaped. Making sure you grease the shaft and the flexion cable every 2-3 times. Disconnect. There comes all the things you need to open up over there is in the bag already inside. When you buy, use it. Open it every 2-3 times. Grease and check the condition of the flexion cable. If you need to change because there is some wear out, change it as soon as possible, because that you're gonna lose everything is inside, from the watchdog, the cable, the nuts. You lose everything. It's quite a pain. Put back and fix it. So make sure the cable is greased time to time. It will last longer as possible. And make sure you leave the 3mm gap. When the flexible cable shrink with high torque, sometimes you can catch plastic, you can catch weed on the river, will stuck in the propeller. It becomes so big because it will stuck here. So you're gonna get quite torque on the motor, especially when you push the motor, you know, the throttle, and there will be a kind of twist on the flexion cable, so you should shrink even more. So that's why you snap the cable, the flexion cable. So making sure you do that. Leave plenty of space. Thank you very much for watching the video. Hope this is quite nice to explain to you what happens if you flex on cable when you snap on Udrc or different board. It will help you a lot. Okay, thank you very much for watching my video. From Encino 1, see you for the next one. Bye bye.